Good evening, headmistress, teachers, parents, and students. Knowing this speech was coming has been preying on my mind all year. But now, standing here before you tonight, I feel nothing but gratitude. Gratitude that you've given me the honor of being your head boy and representing this wonderful school in 2015. 2015. Some see it as just another number. Some see it as just another year. Some of you will see it as your first year of primary school. But for me and my Year 6 peers, 2015 will always have a special meaning, as it marks the end of our long and incredible journey at JCS. I remember when my parents first told me I'd be leaving my huge primary school and joining a small school in Belrose called Colet. I was 10 years old and I absolutely did not want to go. Just the thought of being in a school full of super intelligent kids who had been together for such a long time kept me awake all night long. I thought I'd never fit in and would never make friends. And I told my parents with absolute certainty that they were making a huge mistake. My mum said not to worry. If it really did turn out to be such a big disaster, we'd keep my old school uniform hanging in the cupboard just in case. I remember my first day like it was yesterday. My legs trembled and sweat poured down my face as I walked into the classroom for the very first time. One look inside that room and I knew with 100% conviction that this was the wrong place for me. But then, a friendly face, a warm hello, a pat on the back, and a kind greeting from my wonderful teacher, Mrs. Dawson, changed everything. A day that had started so badly ended up being the best day of school of my life. And after 3 different schools, 6 different teachers, and too many classrooms to count, I felt like I had finally come home. And when I saw my mom that afternoon, I told her, I think you can get rid of that old uniform after all. As I look around here tonight, I see the faces of all the incredible people who've guided me, helped me, and supported me through my time at John Colet. And I'm not just talking about our amazing parents and teachers, but I'm also talking about my friends. It's not often a kid gets to stand up in front of a room full of his favorite people and tell them just how much they mean to him. And I thank you for giving me that opportunity tonight. Before I came to John Colet, I didn't know it was possible to feel excited about coming to class every day. That you'd race out of the car every single morning just to see your classmates again. And if you're anything like me, probably leaving your hat behind you in the front seat. 6th class. You've been like a family to me for the last couple of years, something I'll never forget. Sure, at times we've disagreed, at other times we've gently teased, and let's be honest, there have been occasional times where we've outright waged war. But at the end of the day, we know we've got each other's backs, now and always. Now, I may sound a little biased, but I think the 2 6th classes are a pretty special bunch of people. There are 34 of us in total, one of the biggest graduating years in John Colet's history. And we're all so very different. We're actors and actresses, sports stars, mathematicians, chess champs, artists, dancers, computer whizzes, and, as I'm sure our teachers will agree, some of the very best arguers, let's just call them debaters, around. We've had so many adventures together. Who can forget our incredible Shakespeare productions? The day we met our little lower first buddies for the very first time. Working together at Kidpreneur to raise money for Starlight, taking a deep breath and jumping off the wharf on picnic day, panning for gold at camp and finding nothing more than shiny pebbles. And of course, one of the most memorable events of all, the day we said farewell to our beloved headmaster, Mr. Main. Mr. Main, we still miss you. It feels like we've packed so much into so little time. Most of you have been at John Colet far longer than me, and I love nothing more than hearing your stories about lower and upper first. How you used to gaze up at the big year sixes and think, whoa, is it really possible that I'm going to be so tall and grown up? Well, lower firsts, I'm here to tell you, yes, you are. And not too long from now, it will be you standing here, getting ready to walk down the steps of John Colet for the very last time. But however nervous we might be feeling, deep down, we know that we'll be okay. In fact, better than okay. And all because of the amazing gifts this school has given us. How to be still, how to be honest, and how to be kind. With the world going through such a horrible time right now, I can't help wondering how very different it would be if everyone, every single man, woman, and child were given those same gifts too. How to be tolerant of each other's differences, how to be still amongst the chaos, and how to choose kindness, always kindness, over cruelty. On behalf of Year 6, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank our incredible teachers for being our guiding lights. Mrs. McDermott, Mrs. McKendrick, Mrs. Carney, Mrs. Dawson, and Mrs. Sjogren. Thank you for loving us, believing in us, supporting us, and reminding us every day of the things that really matter. And wherever we end up in the world, we'll demonstrate our gratitude each and every day by practicing the values you've taught us. And to the outgoing 6th class, I'd like to say a huge congratulations. With the end of this wonderful chapter of our lives comes the beginning of another. However far apart we end up, I know that a part of us will always stay connected. And as you prepare for that next chapter, my message to you is simple. Be still, be kind, be yourself. Because as you've shown, every single person in this room, who you are right now, in this moment, is already more than enough.